Hello and welcome back to the Girl Fit Method podcast. Okay, so we're talking about running. There are run clubs popping up everywhere in the area that I live in, and it seems to be the new thing. There's like always these trends when it comes to exercise, and running seems to be, I don't know, what is in at the moment. And so I wanted to discuss it with you because I'm getting so many questions around, is running good for weight loss? And the short answer to that is absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm going to give you a bit of context. So, my friends, used to be psychotic, like actually insane. I used to run at least 10 kilometers every single day. That was 6 days a week. Okay. And you're probably thinking, oh, Tash, on the seventh day, she rested. No, she did not rest. She decided once a week she would do a very long run. And that long run was usually half a marathon. Sorry, it's not funny. It's insane. But I was insane. And you know what's crazy about all of this is that's not the only exercise I did. I did other exercise as well. I did classes. I did group training classes. Your girl was committed, let me tell you that. So anyway, right, that's a lot of running. And I became pretty good at running until I got an injury because of course you're going to get an injury. Actually, let me backtrack. I constantly had injuries in my hips in particular and in my knees until I fractured a bone in my foot, which meant I really couldn't run. And I remember being having a meltdown. Like the thing with running, can I just say as well, runner's high is a thing. And I really loved it. It was an compulsive thing that I needed to do. However, there was elements to it that I really enjoyed. And I want to preface this by saying running's not bad, but where I see girls go wrong is they think they need to run in order to lose weight, or running is a really great form of exercise to lose weight, and it just truly isn't. So anyway, so let's go back to my story. So here I am, like doing a lot of running, and then I'm feeling like I need to do it in order to earn my food, in order to maintain where I'm at with my weight. And by the way, I wasn't really happy with the way that my body looked. And then I fractured a bone in my foot, which not ideal. So I couldn't run. So what did I do? I took up cycling and I did spin classes constantly until I then injured my knee because from overuse in swing classes. And so now I was in a real debacle. What on earth do I do? And I remember actually having to rest, which was so incredibly uncomfortable for me. And so then what I did was I started to reduce the amount of calories that I was eating because I wanted to not gain weight from now not exercising, which just left me in this cycle of then binging because I was restricting so much and going back to restricting, and that horrid cycle that you guys have probably been in yourself, right? And it wasn't until I worked with a coach and I transformed my life really and learned about lifting weights that everything changed for me. And I haven't run in a very long time. Now, that's not because I don't think running has its benefits. It definitely does, but it doesn't serve me at the moment. You know, it's it's an exercise that requires recovery from it. With my current lifestyle and how busy I am, I just don't have time for it. And to be honest, I really like the way that my body looks. And that's because I've built muscle. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't look after my cardiovascular health. I absolutely do. I walk a lot. I love to go hiking, and maybe I'll run one day, but it's not really in what I want to do currently. And just backtracking on all of this, I think with running, for me, a reason why I did think that it was really effective for weight loss is because it would make me sweat. And this is also a misconception that a lot of girls think is at the heart of the workout, the more you sweat. What was that slogan that used to come out? Was like, sweat is your fat crying, which is so stupid. It's not your fat crying. I'm crying from how stupid that I'm crying tears of sadness from how stupid that is. It is honestly like sweat is just your body temperature, your body trying to reduce its body temperature. It's got nothing to do with the amount of calories that you burn. In fact, actually, when you're cold, you burn more calories, funny enough. So Please don't think that. And that's how I used to think as well. Now, why is running so bad for weight loss? Look, it's not so bad for weight loss. I wouldn't say that. I would just say it's not really very effective. And the reason for that, and I talk about this all the time, is that nutrition is the most important thing when it comes to maintaining your weight, gaining weight, losing weight. And I'm using the term weight, but it's actually body fat that we're referring to here. But a lot of us refer to dropping body fat as losing weight. Now, running it is hard, so we need to progressively overload in order for our body to adapt, for our body to not adapt and to continue to push it to make it feel like it's challenged, so that you're still seeing results. Now, with running, you can improve your cardiovascular health through running longer and longer and longer, getting quicker and quicker, and doing, I guess, like, getting faster, but you're going to be capped at a certain point. And so it's much harder to progressively overload. Also, you're obviously not going to be building muscle when you are running, because that sends a completely different signal to the body than, say, any kind of resistance training would be to build muscle. Now, we want more muscle on us because, number one, it's going to help us make us look toned, because the more muscle we have and the less body fat, that is actually that toned look. And then also, the more muscle you have on you, it's an expensive tissue, muscle tissue, meaning that you are able to burn more calories at rest. It's not a huge amount, but it still does count for something. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that if you are thinking of relying on running for weight loss, the reason this can be not great is that if you are eating in a calorie deficit and you're running, then you're sending no signal to your body to hold on to muscle and to just drop body fat. So in fact, what might happen is you might actually lose weight initially, but that's going to be a combination of muscle and of fat. Now, what that does is two things. It further down regulates your metabolism, right? Because now you're losing muscle, and we want more muscle on us, like I spoke about, because that's going to help us burn more calories at rest. Then also, it's going to give you that skinny fat look. So essentially, you're going to have probably more fat on you, then you will have muscle, and you might lose weight at the beginning, but you're actually not going to look any better. And so thinking about running as a tool for weight loss, or fat loss, I should say, is really kind of counterproductive to those goals. So when you're wanting to lose weight, there's two things to focus on. Number one is always going to be calories. Actually, there's three things to focus on. Number one is always going to be calories. If I could get one message through to you today, it is that please do not rely on your workouts to lose weight. Please just forget about that. Like, actually, literally just go, let's just pretend it does nothing, because I mean, the amount of activity that you do obviously makes an impact on the amount of calories that you burn, but it is so insignificant. It is really mostly your nutrition. So let's just forget about that. Okay, you're working on building this healthy relationship with food, so you're not in this binge restrict cycle. You focus on eating in a calorie deficit, and then you focus also on eating enough protein. What this is going to do is ensure that you lose body fat, because you need to eat in a deficit to lose body fat, and then your protein intake is nice and high, so that you're feeling satiated and you're feeling full, and also you're sending that signal to the body to maintain the muscle that you have through eating that protein, because that will support that and just lose body fat. Now, in conjunction with that, when you're lifting weights also sends that signal to the body to maintain the muscle that you have on it during a calorie deficit. So once again, what's going to happen is you are going to lose body fat. Well, you're encouraging the body to lose body fat and hold on, retain the muscle mass that you have. Now, what that's going to mean is that after that calorie deficit, you essentially will still have a good amount of muscle on you. You're going to have that toned look. So you're not going to have that skinny fat look, because you have really prioritized and you've told the body, hey, hold on to this muscle and just lose body fat. And essentially that's key. That is actually exactly how you go about doing it. And so what I would say when it comes to running is absolutely run for your mental health. Run because you enjoy it. Run because you want to challenge yourself, or to really keep your cardiovascular health awesome and nice and, healthy. There are other ways to do that. However, you can use running. Or if it's a social thing, if you've joined a run club, I love that. Like, I love that for you. But please, 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 there's one thing that I can get across to you today is do not think it is the key to weight loss. All that it will do is kind of be really counterproductive when it does come to what your end goal is. I know can be kind of hard to understand because a lot of us believe that like this, you hear these fat burning workouts and you look at your Garmin or your smartwatch and you go, okay, it's telling me I burnt this many calories. But in fact, like it's not true. It's really not true. So weight loss, the best form of exercise for weight loss really essentially is going to be lifting weights and walking. That's going to be the best form of exercise for weight loss. But a really important part of being consistent with a workout program is doing something you enjoy. So just keep that in mind as well. Can you do two at once? Absolutely. Can you run and lift weights? Yes. I would say when you're in a deficit, just make sure that you are prioritizing lifting weights. You know, you probably want to go at least twice a week, do 2 full body weights workouts, then a couple of runs a week. Absolutely fine. Just making sure that you're keeping your protein intake nice and high. All right, guys, I'm also going to be announcing who this month's Gymshark voucher winner is. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has left a rating and a review for the podcast. It honestly means the absolute world to me. It allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. Helps me more than you would actually imagine. And I just love you guys. The GFM tribe is just honestly, you guys will just feel like my absolute best friends. You're like my little inner circle. And it just makes my heart so happy when I read the reviews and you guys do send me DMs. Like, can you please keep doing that? You have no idea how much it helps me. I have days and I feel flat and I'm tired and I'm thinking, is anyone even listening to me? Do I need to keep talking about this? But when I get a message from you to say, oh my gosh, this helps me so much, honestly, that is the stuff that makes me go, I'm on the right path and I need to keep doing this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so this month's winner is Becky Farrell. Your Instagram handle is findingkodex. She left a 5-star rating on Spotify and she said, I just wanted to say that I've been listening to your podcast for a while and it's been so helpful. I'm still struggling to lose fat after 2 babies, but it's so motivational and you provide great advice. Just wanted to say thank you for all that you do. Means the world. Thank you, Becky. You are an absolute legend. And please send me a DM and I will get that voucher through to you. All right, guys, that is it from me. Big love, Coach Tash.